We will continue. Sorry, that didn't come out right. Thunderstorms will continue across New South Wales over the next couple of days. We'll get to the forecast totals very shortly. Firstly, let's recap the past week. We've already seen some heavy falls. Peak Hill, for example, in the central west, has picked up 86 millimetres of rain over the past week. We've even got some water there lying on the ground. That's great news for farmers in that area, although the totals have been very hit and miss because it's been from thunderstorms rather than widespread rain. Kiama, along the coastline, you picked up 92 millimetres of rain over the past week, including some from a thunderstorm. There's a shelf cloud that came through earlier in the week. Here are the totals over the past 7 days. Widespread falls of at least 15 millimetres, which is that medium shading of green through central and southeast New South Wales. The darker green shows over 25 millimetres of rain falling over the past week, but those isolated totals have been in excess of 50 millimetres. For the rest of central and southern Australia, most areas have seen less than 1 millimetre of rain over the past week. We've seen some good falls across the tropics. You expect that at this time of year. Very heavy rain for the central Queensland coast. These are the totals up to 9 o'clock on Wednesday morning. St Lawrence, 167 millimetres of rain over the past week. Looking at the forecast then, storms will continue through New South Wales over the next couple of days. The darker green shows the heavier falls. Widespread severe storms on Friday through southeast and central New South Wales. There's the risk of flash flooding. That storm outbreak will ease back by the weekend. The remnants of ex-cyclone Penny moving west and dragging heavy rain from Queensland to the top end over the weekend. So we'll finally get some heavier rain around Darwin. They've had their driest start to a wet season in a few decades, actually. If we go into the early part of next week, we'll see a tropical low will re-emerge somewhere near the Kimberley. It's still moving towards the west, and as a result, the heaviest rain next week shifting to the Kimberley, and will start to dry out through parts of the top end. For Queensland, well, just some coastal showers. We're not expecting any significant rain next week right across central or southern Australia. That will be confined to the far northern tropics. Let's talk totals then. We're expecting on Thursday an average of 1 to 10 millimetres for eastern New South Wales, but if you do get a storm, particularly along the ranges, you could see more like 20 or 30 millimetres of rain, as we saw yesterday afternoon in Murriwa in the Western Hunter. Heavy falls for tropical Queensland, could see some flash flooding in that area, particularly from thunderstorms. The average fall there over 25 millimetres, but somewhere we'll see well over 100 millimetres of rain. There's the forecast rain on Friday. The heaviest falls contracting to the northern tropics of Queensland. That rain will start to ease on Saturday as rain increases across the top end. And by Sunday, widespread falls for the top end of at least 25 millimetres. But again, somewhere from thunderstorms, we'll see closer to 100 millimetres of rain. The heavy falls continue for the northern tropics on Monday. Altogether, over the next 8 days then, again, most of central and southern Australia will not pick up significant rain, but an average of at least 15 millimetres for central and southeast New South Wales, although from storms, you could see up to around 50 millimetres of rain. Over 100 millimetres, the darker green for the tropical Queensland coast and also the top end coast, but often from these summer thunderstorms, well, somewhere we'll pick up closer to about 200 millimetres over the next week.
Let's take a look at your weekend weather forecast. First, let's start off in Sydney because earlier this week we had rain delays at the SCG for the 4th Test match with Australia taking on India. This weekend, all eyes are on Sydney once again because we have the one-day international at the SCG on Saturday afternoon. Thankfully, I've got a better forecast for you. It'll be sunny, settled and dry. The harbour city is warming to 30 degrees. Elsewhere around the nation this weekend, a broad region of high pressure will dominate the synoptic features in the southeast, allowing for clear skies and light winds, but we'll have a burst of heavy showers and thunderstorms across the north. You can see on the forecast rainfall there. Very heavy downpours predicted through northern parts of the country. In terms of temperatures, it's all about the heat. We'll be into a severe heat wave by the time the weekend rolls around for inland parts of the east. Sydney siders for the one-day international on Saturday, 30 degrees, sunny, settled and dry for you in Canberra. And into Sunday's forecast, it's looking like another sunny, settled one across the west and the east. Showers and thunderstorms, however, right across the north.
Severe fire dangers continue through Western Australia, and we're expecting temperatures and therefore fire dangers to climb across southeastern Australia over the next couple of days. We still have some fires burning through the southeast across Tasmania and across Victoria. This fire south of Rosedale still burning. It's burnt through over 12,000 hectares, has a perimeter of 70 kilometres. It is contained but not yet under control, and it could flare up in windy conditions. Now, temperatures will be climbing, and that's on top of dry vegetation. We can see here the brown shading showing most of Australia has dry vegetation right now, which means with the right weather conditions, you could see major bushfires. Fairly green, though, for some parts of the east coast, thanks to heavy rain from storms the last couple of months. And over the past week, we've seen over 25 millimetres, the darker green, for some parts of central and southeast New South Wales. Now, today, we're expecting relatively calm conditions under a ridge of high pressure for southern Australia. We've got onshore winds along the east coast, but it's hot through the inland. That dark red shows temperatures over 40 degrees. And we do have severe fire dangers predicted for the northern and the central inland of WA, perhaps even extreme fire dangers for parts of the Pilbara coastline. That means fires will be fast moving and difficult to control. The fire dangers are quite low for southeastern Australia, either low to moderate or high, but not very high or severe. Temperatures will be climbing on Friday. We'll have a northerly airstream developing with temperatures over 40, that darker red, spreading down through South Australia. That will increase the fire dangers. They could be very high or even severe, the orange, through much of South Australia and very high for much of Victoria. So fires will be fast moving and difficult to control on Friday. Still severe fire dangers for parts of Western Australia. There'll be a cool change on Saturday, but only along the southern coastline. So that will drop temperatures for the south coast, but we're still climbing above 40 through the interior. The fire dangers there will remain very high through some areas, perhaps not severe though on Saturday. Still very high to severe for most of Western Australia. Now, this heat wave will intensify as we move into the new week, so there is the risk of, again, fire weather warnings issued for parts of southeast Australia.
A scenic luxury France river cruise